Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to this. Um, I'll call it Advent Hour of Recovery TV. I want to appreciate all of us for this wonderful program of today. And this is a very special one because today is 15th. And if you look at Esther chapter 9, verse 22, 21, talked about something special that happened to people on the 15th of the 12th month. Go and read it. It's a time when sorrow is turned to joy. And we'll be going along that line in this program today. And the program today will be dealing more specifically on how to stay clean in the midst of this festive season. I mean, there is something in this festive season that if you are not careful, it's meant to be celebrating the birth of Jesus, but if you are not careful, you'll be batting new devils, you'll be batting new satanic habits. If you are not careful, the things you have said you will not do, you will do it again. Your New Year resolution in January, you can bust it during the Advent season if you don't mind the rules of recovery. And to join me in this today will be our dear sister Sherron, that co-hosts this program with me all the way from West Virginia, United States. And I can tell you, you are going to get a wonderful, life-changing nugget. Anytime she comes on this line, she brings wealth of grace with her. You know why I say so? There are two kinds of people. There are overcomers, people that have gone through difficult things and they overcame those difficulties. And out of their difficulties, now they are giving you like an instruction of how they made it. Listen to them. I love to listen to overcomers. And there are those that have been overcome. They are victims. There are two kinds of people. You either overcome, and to overcome means you over something. Something is coming, then you over. That we call it. So is born of God, overcoming the world. So I'm always love to talk to Sherron all the time, not for a lot of reasons, but for plenty reasons of the fact that she's one of our team in the U.S. church, and I've listened to our experience, and I've said to many of us several times, you don't know my breakthrough until you know my being true.
Oh, I like that.
You
You
don't
don't
know
know.
my breakthrough until you know my being true. You don't know the story of my breakthrough until you know the thing that I've been through. And I said last Sunday in the church, I said, you don't know my praise until you know my battle. You don't know the reason why I'm jumping and say, oh, hallelujah. Because I knew the
Right.
battles I went through, hoops after hoops. That if it has not been the Lord who was on my side, I would have been dead in those battles. That is the reason why I'm jumping. That's the reason why I'm praising. That's why I'm praising Him for keeping me alive. All that didn't
Hallelujah.
make it, I made
Hallelujah.
it.
Thank you,
Not because
Lord.
I am better. I made it because of mercy. I made it because not because of merit, because of mercy. Just like the man of God, Jesus said to him, "Go and tell your friends, I have had compassion on you. You didn't pray, they didn't pray, you didn't fast, and do anything. I came to come and look for you to deliver you. That is mercy. I'm a beneficiary of mercy. So if you see me in church, I am jumping, I am throwing my leg, it is what is going on inside me that is throwing the leg. So that is why I want to talk to you in this season. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. We want to harm you with instructions that will help you to keep your recovery in this season. So welcome with me, Sharon. You are welcome on board.
Hi, thank you, Pastor Adebo. Yes, and welcome to Wednesday Recovery TV. our Facebook friends and family and those that are
Yeah.
watching on YouTube. We're going to continue our program from last week, and we were talking about the things that we need to do to try to stay clean um,
Yeah.
during the holidays. Those
Yeah.
things that we need to maintain our recovery. We are talking about recovery from addiction to substance, recovery from addiction to behaviors, recovery from mental health um, problems that we deal with. Some of the things that I'm going to be listing, I have a list of suggestions. That's what they are. They're suggestions. And that list is going to tell you about some things that you can do in your own personal life that help you during the holidays. And I'm just going to dive right into this. The first thing is to remind yourself every single morning how good it feels to be clean
Wow.
and how great it will feel come January,
Wow.
because
Wow.
January will come.
Mm.
And so if you think, oh, I am going to just celebrate the holiday, I'm just
Mm.
going to celebrate Christmas, I'm just going to
Mm.
celebrate New Year's, right?
Mm. Mm.
What happens when January get here? So you
Mm.
have to plant the thought in your mind right now and think about it every morning. Even
Mm.
if it means sticking a note on your bathroom mirror to remind yourself to think about this every day,
Mm.
that I am going to stay clean because it feels good. You know what you're feeling right now, being clean. And when we say being clean, we're talking about the absence of a substance from our body. We're talking about the renewing of our mind. We're talking about rebuilding the relationships with our family and friends, even the rebuilding of the relationship with ourselves and the God that's in us. So if you want to maintain that, then it's important to remind yourself that January is coming,
Yeah.
that January is coming,
Mm.
because all it takes is one slip,
Of a mistake.
one decision, one mistake to think, hey, I'm just going to do this for the holiday. And it could take you years to come back from it.
Mm.
The other thing, number two, we want to keep our expectations realistic so that we don't set yourself up for emotional letdown.
Mm.
Getting clean doesn't mean life is instantly perfect.
Mm.
Other people in your life probably hasn't changed. So if you're going to visit your family, if family are going to come to visit you, they might be the same person that they were
Mm.
last time you saw them. The conflicts that you encountered 20 years ago when you saw Aunt Minnie might be the same conflict that you encounter. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for the family members and for the conflicts and the situations that you may encounter. If this is your first time being clean and you're going home, or you're going to be around people that you haven't been around in quite a while, prepare yourself to know that you are the one who has changed. What you do says a lot about who you are, and what they do says a lot about who they are. You can't change them, but you can change the way you respond to them.
Amen.
So easy does it.
Yeah.
Easy does it. Number three, you want to plan activities other than just sitting around and gabbing, meaning talking and drinking. Many of us know that at the holidays and when we gather with families, it entails a lot of sitting around and telling old stories about the past and passing the bottle or the drink or the eggnog or whatever, the merriments as we may call them. So we might want to, you might, if you are trying to recover and you were dealing with even the individual that's recovering from mental health issues and may not have an issue with a substance, you may not have a substance abuse issue, but you're dealing with a mental health issue. Keep in mind that alcohol or substance will exacerbate your mental health. So you want to be mindful because that's still a process of recovery. When I'm dealing with my mental health, I know that when I become anxious or if I'm in a manic state and I add a substance to that, that will just escalate it. So I
Mm,
still have to remember that I'm in the recovery process mentally as well.
mm,
And so I need to plan activities other than just sitting around and talking about the past that could bring up those things we talked about, those emotional letdowns and those emotional conflicts that we talked about staying away from in our number two in the second tip for the holiday. So we may want to plan board games if the weather permits, maybe taking a walk outside or going skating, or if it's snow, go to the sled or a concert, a winter concert or something, depending on your hometown. And if you can't do that, maybe get in the kitchen and decorate cookies. Whatever you can find to do that will not put you in a place where you're going to be tempted to use a substance. Alcohol is a drug, or you're going to be putting yourself in a position where you're going to be vulnerable and want to partake of whatever that thing is that you're recovering from. Because everybody's not recovering from a substance, but some people are recovering from particular difficult behaviors or dangerous behaviors. We talked about porn, we talked about gambling, we talked about sex. Some people have sex. So now that they're stressed out, they may want to go out and they may want to pay for sex while they're visiting somebody for the holiday. And they have a spouse that's at the house, or they left a spouse in another town. All of those things are things that we have to be mindful of that can cause us to relapse and feel bad about ourselves. And this is the time of year that we don't want to feel bad. This is the time of year that we want to celebrate family. We want to celebrate friends. We want to celebrate the season. And the season is about not about feeling bad, is about celebrating Christ, his birth. We
yeah,
don't know when he was born, but we know that whenever he was born, the world chooses this time of year to celebrate him.
yeah,
So
yeah,
let's use this time to celebrate him and not feel bad and allow the enemy to cause us to do the things that will make us feel bad about who we are and the choices we made. The other tip number four, limit the amount of time you spend with the relative who make you crazy. Some of us, if not many of us, may have that brother or the sister or the cousin, uncle that drinks like a fish or has a negative or is very negative, has a negative or has never had anything positive or nice to say to us. They're always putting you down or trying to make you feel bad. So what do you have to do? You have to limit the time that you spend around that individual. If you're going to be in town and that person is going to be in town, maybe you want to leave a couple of days before them, or you want to arrive a couple of days before they get there. Whatever you do, you want to limit the amount of time. Nobody wants to be around somebody that's going to constantly try to make them feel bad about themselves, or nobody wants to be around anybody that's going to not respect their recovery.
that is
Because
number
I
one.
know,
Let me interrupt you there.
yes,
Sorry. That is if they know that you are on a journey.
yes,
because people
And
need
that,
people need to be given a little education here. Yeah. If
yes,
people are
that's
not
true.
aware you are on a journey of recovery, they will take you like they take regular people. Regular people
And
meaning they've not gone through the kind of things you've been through.
yeah.
So they will not treat you with empathy because they don't know your state. Number two, some people are ignorant about how do you help somebody in recovery. That is the place I need you to educate people about. Not everybody has that understanding of somebody is having this challenge in our family. And how do we empathize? How do we play along till they fully recover? Because some people don't have a book to list of what to do when somebody is having this kind of challenge. And some people are completely ignorant. So what do you say to those kind of people?
And I totally agree with you, Pastor. And it's the responsibility of the person that is in recovery. It is that person's responsibility to tell their family or to say to their loved ones and their friends, hey, this is what is happening with me. Whether it's an issue of a substance problem, whether it's a mental health issue, then they need to reach out and ask for help. But what often happens is sometimes the recovering person may not reach out and they may not ask for help, whether it's because of shame, whether it's because of guilt. And sometimes in that instance, then the recovering person has to advocate for themselves in other ways. And the other ways that we're sharing with them to advocate for them is by following these tips that we're giving them. Now, if you're in a family and you're comfortable and you have a supportive family, then the suggestion is that you say to your family member, hey, I'm in recovery. I can't drink. I can't smoke. I can't partake of these things here because I'm in the recovery process. And to do any of these things would undermine the change I'm trying to bring into my life. You guys have personal knowledge of who I become when I partake of this stuff. And that's not who I want to be. Then it's the responsibility of the family and the family members to support. They're not responsible for that individual's recovery, but if they love that individual and care about that individual, then they would support that. That means they won't sit around and drink around that individual. That means they won't offer to that individual any drinks. I remember when I first got clean, I went somewhere where I had friends. And I remember one of the guys walked into the apartment where I was. I went by to see a friend and to say hi. And he was ready to pull the drugs out and start using. But I had a friend, and I know she was a friend because what she said to him was, are you crazy? Don't you see her sitting here? Put that shit, that stuff away. When she leaves, we can do that. But right now, you're not going to do that in front of her because she cared enough about me and because she respected my recovery, she respected my friendship and she loved me. She knew, and especially since I was in early recovery, see, I probably had no business being there. But what happens sometimes, I had no business being there, but I was new to recovery and didn't know that. And I just wanted to go see my friends. But what happens sometimes, you get the recovering addict that gets is new to the process, and we get clean, and all of a sudden we want to go see our friends because we want to show them just how good we look. We feel so good about ourselves, and we want to share that with them with the hopes that maybe they can too experience what we're experiencing, not realizing that it will be easier for them to pull us back into our old lifestyle than for us to pull them into this new lifestyle. So the
I want to I want,
family
I want
and
I want to say something here in the light of what you are
okay,
saying. What you are saying look like a will I say It look that is the ideal situation what it should look like. But that
Yes.
is not always the ideal situation.
No, it's not.
Number one, from our discussions, from back and forth discussing on all this area, that's why I love this Wednesday program. Is that the person that will say that must be sincere enough and truthful enough to really want to really want to be honest about what they are going through. Number
Yes.
two, you must equally know the person you are talking to, that you are not talking to a basket, you must talk to a bucket.
Yes.
Because basket mouth, a basket mouth, you are putting that kind of information in a basket mouth, it will leak everywhere. And you will say, I told you what I'm going through, and you have
Exactly.
turned my little experience into breaking news on CNN.
Exactly.
That can
Yes.
make you now go use now.
And that's true. I chuckle there because I have had experiences where people have confided, they have come and they have shared. And because they shared it with individuals who did not know how to practice integrity, and that person shared. And sometimes a person may not be ready to share it with everybody, or there may be particular people in the family that they are not ready to expose that to. Maybe they share it with a sister or a brother, but they're not ready to for the parents to know. Or maybe they got the parents know, but they don't want the sister or the auntie or the uncle, maybe the immediate family. The point I'm trying to make here is whoever knows or whoever doesn't know, it's the responsibility of the person that's recovering. Their recovery is their responsibility. So when it comes to limiting the amount of time they spend with these particular people or in these particular environments, the expectations that they place, reminding themselves that, hey, January is coming, all of the tips that I've shared thus far, it is the responsibility of the person that is in recovery. It becomes the responsibility of our loved ones when they know what's going on, when we
Yeah.
have shared it with them, when they have said, okay, I will take on ownership of this with you. I will help you to carry this burden, because there are people in our lives. There are people who love us. There are people who care enough about us and our well being, who know our struggles, and they say to us, hey, I will partner with you and take on some of your responsibility. And so I've had people to say to me, have you been to a meeting? I think you need to go to a meeting. It seems to me like you may need to go to a meeting. My daughter has asked me, Ma, you been to a meeting? When the last time you been to a meeting? She knows I'm in recovery. Or if we go somewhere and something is happening,
What do you mean by going to a meeting? Because we are talking to audience that doesn't know the meaning of have you been to a meeting? They think it's all
okay,
so talk to me about that.
so that's one of the suggestions that are coming up soon. But I attend a 12-step meeting. It's almost like, I mean, it's a 12-step meeting where I gather with other recovering addicts, other people who are also in recovery, where I can talk about whatever is happening with me. I can talk about my feelings, stuff that I may not be comfortable talking with at the family dinner, or I may not be comfortable. If I'll give you a for instance. I may show up and I may be around family, and I have the sister there that all my life my sister doesn't like me and I don't know why. And maybe at this particular family dinner, once again, I find myself trying to please her and and make her happy and doing all kind of things for the sister to like me, you know? And that can be affecting me. So I may need to leave that family gathering, that dinner. I may need to go talk to somebody because this is those kind of things. It says we are as sick as our secret. So
Mm.
now I'm at the family gathering.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
holding on. I'm holding on to some stuff that is hurting. I'm hurting on the inside, or I'm angry on the inside, or whatever emotions that I'm holding on to that are causing me some emotional turmoil. So
Mm.
imagine I'm here for 7 days and this happens on day one.
Mm.
And then on day two, everybody's drunk. And
Mm.
the voice in my head say, well, it won't hurt if well, maybe you could have one too.
Mm.
Maybe you could have just one drink, but I'm strong enough on day two not to have that drink. And then
Mm.
on day three, I get a call from the boss says we're going to be laying people off. And so instead of coming back in January, I think we may not be able to have you back until May.
Mm.
So that's on day three. I'm visiting. At
Mm.
some point, all of this stuff is building up. I need to be able to go somewhere because I may not be able to tell the family member, look, I feel like I don't want to live. One minute I feel like I just want to die because nothing's going right. And then in the next minute, I feel like I just want to go smoke some crack or shoot some dope, or I'm just really feeling sad right now, or I just want to cry. I can't maybe pull somebody up and say that to them because their response may be, what's the big deal? Why are you so upset? Won't you just get a drink? Or that's how, but somebody else in a meeting, when I go to the 12-step meeting, because we say the therapeutic value of one addict helping another, that person is going to be like, it's going to be okay. I understand what you're going through. Because when I'm at home, all of that is transpired. My fingernail breaks, right? After the sister that I can't get along with or I love and I'm trying to buy her love that she won't I can't, it just not happening. After the desire to drink is there and I'm fighting it. After I get the call from the boss while I'm on vacation that says that they're laying everybody off, and I'm holding on to that and I'm not talking to anybody, and now I have all the family and everybody's laughing, but I'm not, because it's a secret when nobody knows but me. So now I'm getting sicker on the inside because I have all these secret feelings that I don't have no one to express them to. So now my fingernail breaks and I break down and I'm emotional and I'm crying. And everybody wants to know what is wrong with her. Her fingernail broke. Oh my God, why is she so dramatic? Like, really? All of that over a fingernail? Like, oh my God, all the drama. And they're looking at, she's just such a drama queen because they don't understand everything that's happening on the inside. And maybe the individual is not comfortable or feels safe or has never been given the permission to say, I need to talk about this. And so the meetings, and that's why one of the tips is prior to going, if especially if you're going to be leaving to go to another state or another town, is to set up a meeting. Most 12-step programs have hotlines that you can call and find out where the meetings are before you get there.
That is in
So you
every
need
is
to set
that's in every state
every state,
of
every
America.
country, no, every
Yeah,
country in the world.
as that.
Every
So
country in the world, whether it's AANACA, whatever, if it's a 12-step program, the majority of them have hotlines that you can call and find a 12-step meeting. And I know NA and AA in every country in the world. The other ones that are fairly newer than NA and AA, they may not have them in every country in the world, but you can always find a 12-step program in every country in the world, in almost every town in every country.
So if somebody is listening to us right now, they are in Africa or they are in Asia, they are not in Europe,
Yes.
and they want to
Russia.
know, or they want in Russia, and they want to say, okay, how do I locate 12-step program in my, how do I locate such a program you are talking about? Because you've been talking about 12-step program, you've been talking about meetings, and I want to understand what the meeting is about, what the 12-step program. Okay, how do I get that in my locality? I'm not in
So I'm
America.
gonna Okay, so if you're looking for a 12-step program, and if you have an issue with substance, you can go to the letter A .org.
What is the meaning of NA? What is the meaning of AA?
It's narcoticsanonymous.org. And if you go on there and if you look, it will say meeting lists. It will
Okay,
give you meeting lists around the world.
okay.
If you're looking for, I'm not sure about AA, but I'm thinking it may be the same thing. I'll look it up right now. Give me a second. Isn't the internet wonderful? It's the same thing with AA. If you type AA, Alcoholics Anonymous .org,
Okay, I think the
it
best way
will
to
give
help
you
to help some
it
people,
will AA, Alcoholics Anonymous .org.
yes,
You can go on there and you can look up meetings, and it will give you a meeting, the date, the time, the location, all over the world. I can tell you right now, Pastor, you are in London, England.
yeah,
Meeting guide. Let me show you how accurate these things are. Meeting guide. Let's search. AA near you. Here we go. Let
that's
me
how you
find
say it
meeting.
near you. Just
Yes,
say
near
AA
you.
near you, near me. That's how you get it.
Yes. Let's say Canada. Let's find I'm going to the desktop. That was the desktop. Okay, United States, Canada. I'm trying to get outside of the country. I may have to go to another website. Let me do NA. I know NA because that's, well, I don't promote any of them because this is
I think a simple one is to just say not
find a
alcohol
meeting.
anonymous near me.
World search. Here we go. World search. This is NA. England. So what do you guys call? You're not England?
Let's say in London.
How let's see, London. It's not London. I don't know why they don't have England. What else is this? It says France, Estonia, Ecuador.
You know, anywhere you are, your phone knows your location.
I
So
know,
when you
but I'm
say
trying to figure out why your country is not coming up. Your
just
country at Brazil, everything is here. What do you are
just say
you is
you have to say alcohol anonymous in London.
No, no. I'm saying I'm here and I have all countries, but for some reason England is not coming up, or London. So, oh, UK. That's what I was trying to figure
United
out. You guys
Kingdom.
are called United
United
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Okay, so I'm here. I'm searching United Kingdom. It says European delegates meeting UK service office. The UK service office is in England. The phone number is 44.207.2514.007.
Yeah.
And it gives me a list
If
of all the meetings. And then I have a website if they want it. I could give you the website. It's www.ukna.org.
whether it's just an example or if you're in your country and you want to find out what she's talking about, this is how to get it. Just I'll call anonymous near me and it will show you because your phone does that right now. It make it easy. But let me say this just to be because our time is
Pastor,
going.
excuse me for 1 second.
Okay.
Give me your zip code.
That is that the zip code is DA11 8 D
GA
DA
11
11 8PR.
8.
Let me give you
Okay.
one. Let me give you one that will be easier. Let me give you one that will be easier. For Because we're talking about if you are in England, if you are within London, you want to uh, uh, find uh, like the
Okay.
12
I
steps.
here go one here. Um, tonight. Oh, that's Monday. Tonight, DA 12 1BB Kent area. There's a physical meeting at 7:30 just for the day reading. Graves End, postcode DA 12 1BB Kent area.
Yeah,
Are
that
you
is how
familiar
to
with
if you
that
are if
place?
you why not? Why not?
Okay,
So
I just
it,
wanted to show you that anybody can go to a meeting if they want one.
anywhere, but it's just for them to know what is called a meeting. That's what I'm trying to
Right.
get at. My point is that most of the people that are listening, there may be people in families that have never had any of this experience. They don't even know.
Exactly.
They don't. This is what this we are saying is an educational program for them. They don't have
Yes,
this
it
kind of
is.
situation, so they don't know. They are hearing this as okay. So if there's such a problem, this is how we should address it. Now let me say this to you: except a family of somebody's in recovery, because this is how it works. They have to be. They are people are encouraged to go for treatment. Just look for any treatment center that is nearer you if you find yourself battling with substance. Now you do that for yourself because we don't refer anybody here. It's just an advisory. We don't have any rule for anybody here. We're just giving plain counsel that you are free. It's a free counsel. You are choose. You can take it, cannot take it. But what I'm trying to say is that look for a place where you can go for help, where you can get help, because what you are
Yes.
talking about is for families that have been actually educated, that when this how to support your sibling that is in recovery. Now a family that is not educated, that is not informed about how to deal with this, honestly they can mess up because they are
Yes,
not
they
being
can.
prepared on how to support that particular person. And in that family, they may not have had any history of such things. That's the reason why I'm saying that families needs to be educated on how to support people in this situation. Even the person in recovery itself, if they have not gone through classes, if they've not gone through PRM, that's in those days when we are in the when during my time out there in recovery centers and centers we coming for treatment, we have groups. People are put into different groups where people can actually say what they're going through. And in those groups, we're able to discuss pathways out. This one shares experience and they encourage each other. It's a peer group. So
Yes.
I attend those meetings, and I see how people in recovery help the other one that is just coming up. Somebody came the other time, he just injected his legs. There's wound everywhere and they are telling they're going to cut the leg and he's still injecting. He's oozing out with you can see all the legs. One of them say, you know what, I'm
Access.
going to follow you. Yes, I'm going to follow you to the hospital to be able to help you tell them what you are going through because there's no place again to inject. It's injected everywhere. So that's when
Mm-hmm.
I saw this thing raw life. It's when I went to
Yeah.
that world I saw, oh wow, so this is another
Yeah.
world.
I'm
This is
telling you.
another world outside the church. This is another world
Yes.
outside the church completely. That's what the Lord told me. Go to university to go and learn. Because God wanted me to learn that world. If I didn't go to learn that world, all these things you are talking right now, you'll be speaking in tongues. I will need to ask the Holy Spirit that what is
Yeah.
he talking about?
I'm sorry.
So there are many people
My
that are
goodness,
within the
right.
church, they are completely ignorant of this area, talk less of how to support people in this area. So our time is gone. Like I said, what we have to pass across in this area is something that we'll be doing face by face, and we won't cover everything in one group in one sweep. So Sharon is here. She's over 20 years clean. She can't tell
Mhm.
you 20 years in 20 minutes. she
No,
she
no,
can
no, no,
only
no.
tell you just a piece of the pie, just a little cake you can bite. That is why you must keep attending this program. That's why you have to share this program with other people. That is why you have to help us to share the YouTube is Recovery TV for somebody else to be able to be educated, somebody else to be empowered, to be given assistance in this kind of class. If you are here every Wednesday, this is another an informal enlightening program that can help somebody that is in recovery, and also empower families that have people in their families that need this kind of help. So we will not go beyond this. Sharon will give a closing statement, but we'll continue because she has list of things that if you are able to use, it will keep you afloat during the season. She's only mentioned less than even seven of what you should do. So we'll continue in the next meeting so that we will be able to cope. So that, and if you need more information or more things, our details, you can get it there. We'll put it out. You have it there. You can send us messages. You can reach out to Sharon. She's there in America. I'm here in London. So you assistance anywhere they can help you, and you can get help in any referral center, government sponsored or government approved centers for your help. So I believe we'll be coming your way again next week the same time, 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Washington DC time. And tomorrow we are back here for your business and career. And as we move towards planning towards Christmas. So I want to thank all of you for joining us. We will stop here and we'll continue next week. And till we come your way again, please stay recovered. And I believe that the things you have listened to, if you put them to work, it will bring a lot of blessing to you. So I look forward to seeing us again in the next episode by tomorrow. So Sharon, thank you very much for blessing us again today. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Pastor. Thank you.
We'll
I'm not
be
sure if you
having
can hear me.
you.
My mic,
Uh,
my
we'll
mic
be
went
having
out.
you next week. Yeah.
All right. Bye
Thank you very
bye.
much. So every one of us, I believe quite right that our sister have been sharing with us, and I believe these things will be a lot of blessing for us. I look forward to having all of us again in this class next week. It will bless you, to empower you, and make you a better version of yourself. And just know that that's why we are here, to work with you, to help you recover your destiny. That's what this program is all about, to help you to be a better version of yourself, to help you with a ladder with which you can climb out of where you are. And I believe that God's blessing will be upon you as you continue with us in this episode. Sharon, thank you very much. I'll see you next week. And every one of us that is here, I look forward to sharing this place with you. Bye bye for now. See you next week. Bye bye.